Yo, bro.
Yes, my brother. You good?
What's going on, man?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Not too bad. From the video, I wasn't sure if you're going to put on a mask or not, but I realized, wait, everyone knows who you are anyway. You got old school videos on there. So one of those things, man. How you been, though, man?
Yeah, man. I'm good, man. Get me, can't
How you
complain,
keeping up
man.
in these quarantine times? How's it treating you?
Alhamdulillah, man. I'm good. I'm used to this. I'm used to this. You get me? At least man can go out, go shop.
Mm.
Get me? Pick up the phone when I want. I'm good, man.
I hear that, man. I hear that. Let's waste no time. Let's waste no time. So what we'll do, we'll go for as long as we can. If it goes, look like it's going past the hour, I'll have to cut the live and then restart it. I have to download it and save it. But it might finish before the hour. Depends on how much you want to talk, really. But
Yeah.
let's start. Obviously, can I say your first name or should you leave that out?
Leave that.
I leave that out. Cool. So I'll tell you my how I knew you before. I knew you as this guy. I don't think at the time he was even young Rev. I'm trying to remember. And used to hang around. I can't remember. You used to hang around with someone all the time. There's a guy you used to hang around with all the time.
What, a light skin, red skin?
Yeah.
Ratty. Come on.
Okay. Yeah, you
right.
always used to be with him. But let's start first off. Like, tell us about yourself. Where you're from? Where's your family from? Where did you grow up?
What nationality and that? Yeah.
Yeah, nationality and also where you grew up in terms of growing up in the UK.
Obviously, I was born here, innit, but my mum's side is Jamaican, innit, and my dad's side is St. Lucian.
Okay.
Yeah, grew up in Peckham all my life, born Dulwich, raised Peckham, you get me?
Yeah. What school did you go?
Apostle.
I went to St. Thomas. What about primary school?
You know what? I went to some primary school in like Forest Hill. It's called some Catholic thing. I don't know if you heard of it. Cabrini. You heard of it? St. Francesco Cabrini.
Nah, I never heard of it still.
Yeah. It's just like on the road and that, but yeah, I went.
Okay.
Cool.
Did you have siblings?
Yeah, I got 2 older brothers still.
2 older brothers. So,
yeah.
How did you live with your mum and dad, or was it like just your mum or just your dad?
Yeah, mainly mum. Obviously, pops was there in it, but mainly mum in it. My pops was in and out in it, but yeah, mainly mum with my 2 brothers.
Yeah. How did that affect you? Did you think that affected you anyway? Like if pops being in and out?
Nah, not really. Still,
that really affected you. Cause
mum was doing her job. You get me? Mum was proper. So yeah.
Because why I asked that, a lot of people say sometimes you also need that male role model. Because your mum's good, but sometimes we don't fear our mums as we would kind of fear our daddy. Because we know dad's got that booming voice, a bit of a figure. You might be scared more to go and do certain things. So you don't think you ever miss that kind of thing?
Nah, man. Cause mum was ruthless, innit? Like she needed to box man up. She'll box man up still. You get me? So it was alright, man. Obviously,
so how was you
there in it? But yeah.
How was you like in school then? What was school saying? Was you intelligent? Was you more on the PE side of it? You know, some people they're more physical and not really on the academic side.
You know what? I was kind of both. You know, like I wasn't one of the smartest. Cause you know you got like what in school. There's like what? So there's like foundation, intermediate, and higher, innit? So I was mainly like middle, intermediate for most of my things, innit? I was never higher. You get me? So I wouldn't say I was the smartest, but yeah, I wasn't dumb or nothing, innit? Like I got at least like what 4 HSCs, no A's though, but like yeah.
So what was it then? What did you want to be when you're a young kid? What was the ambition? What did you want to be? Footballer, musician?
Yeah, mainly man was kicking ball. You get me?
Was you any good?
Man used to play for Athlete. You heard of Athlete before?
My little brother used to play for Athlete as well. Gervais used to play for Athlete as well.
These times it was like me, Rems, even young Clayman used to play with man them times. These is before all the street shit. You get me?
Raw, younger Clayman, you know. Wow, you used to put a old school name there.
You get me? And even like man used to play for Fulham back in the day. So yeah, man, football that was my thing, innit? So yeah.
So what do you think sort of took your focus away from that then? I'm assuming that in primary school your road revolves around football. Would you say that once you enter secondary school that kind of opened your eyes to different things?
Oh yeah, sorry to cut you. Even Danny Haynes, I can't forget Danny Haynes. She done. He used to play for Apple as well, my nigga. But yeah, you know what it was? I'll be real. I had a big cousin in it. Used to live like Goldsmith Estate in it. R.I.P. My cousin Bucky Marlin in it. He was on man like raw. Like make sure you keep playing your football. Like make sure you keep playing your football. And what it was, yeah, I remember I had my debut for Fulham. Man was playing Arsenal, innit? It was all at my nan's house. And just as I just about to leave out, man got a phone call like, raw, cuz he just died from a blood clot in hospital.
Right, yeah.
Even from then I was just like, you know what? It just some way, because he was the one telling me pursue this thing, yeah, but somehow it just killed my vibe for the football thing. You get me? Proper killed my vibe for it, man. So yeah, I was still playing football for a bit, but I wasn't really on it like that, man.
So you said you mentioned Goldsmith Estate, and that's where I guess I used to see you quite a lot. And obviously opposite them, my mum's house on Peckham Post. Is that like from your after your cousin's part? Is that sort of where you just started gravitating and hanging around and just because I always talk about the recruitment process. My recruitment process was that someone's gonna rob me, and then they're like, oh no, that's my man's brother, and then all of a sudden, no, you're one of us. How was it for you? Did you just find yourself involved somehow?
No, do you know what it was? I was always living around there, like Yellow Brick. Like, I didn't live too far from Yellow Brick Estate, innit? So yeah, man. Obviously, I was going to school with like Taz, RIP. So yeah, from me and Taz every morning, boom. Can you come to knock for me? Go school. After school, we both get changed. Back out on the block. We back out with man them. So it's just like I was just around people anyway. You get me? Yeah, man. So
naturally, you kind of just got involved in it.
Yeah, like they were just my friends, innit? It was nothing to do with like gang thing or they were just man's natural friends. Get me? Genuinely.
But then obviously you got the name Young Rev, and I'm assuming that was from Reverser at the time.
You know it was. That's a funny story, though. I remember. I don't know if you remember Two of a Kind. Remember Two of a Kind?
Yeah, Joe Grand and Gideon.
Reverser.
Yeah.
Do you remember Spare No One FM?
Yeah. We was going to do it at Giggs' house.
Yeah, I remember it used to be one time. Yeah, in Birmingham. There used to be. I don't know if but one time it was in Bermondsey, innit? And then
the ciphers were in Giggs' house, but yeah, they used to go. Yeah, they went out. Yeah.
Yeah, you get me. So I remember one time me and my brethren rap, because these times rap was graphing Tiny Giggler, innit? Get me, and I'm like, nah, man, fuck that, man. Man's Young Reverser, straight. Like these times, I didn't even like art skid or nothing. I'm just like, yo, man's Young Reverser. And I remember one time I see him, he was just like, what? You're graphing Young Reverser? Yeah, I was like, yeah. He was like, cool, say nothing. From there, I just run with that. You get me?
And it's funny enough because a lot of people, like even I said it last time, so even with my brother. I just started telling people, yeah, I'm Younger Mona. He never actually gave me the name. We just kind of all take the name just like that. And I think even Sai said the same thing as well. So in regards to, I guess, now you're sort of hanging around, you're just part of your friends that you hang around with, you're cool with. When did it start turning a bit like into criminality? Like what your first sort of things you're doing? I remember we used to go barrel peds. We used to go and steal mopeds. Like what was the first thing you guys were doing?
You know what? We were just having dumb fights, like going Chocks, going West End. And these times it was like, yeah, like the woolly side and like kind of man side. And when I say like the woolly side, I mean like people like Young Slammer, Young Claimer, TV, like Med, all of them lot. And they used to buck up with us, like me, Merritt, Boost, Tiny. You know, like from them, we just all go west. Diamond, all of us go west, mash up the place. So from then it just started for man, innit? Like just punching people up and, you know, like that. Just representing.
And that's the funny thing is that I was a little bit older than you guys, but the people that kind of followed immediately after us was the younger Claimer, was the younger Slammer, and I used to go to Chocadero with them as well. So then you guys must have linked up again afterwards and that as well. So what was it about Chocadero then? What do you think was everyone from Peckham used to go to Chocadero? What do you think was about that spot?
No, I don't even know, you know. It was just live, innit? Gyal, the arcade thing. You get me? And that's in general, man used to roll around West. Them times, yeah, man was even like popping tags, like going JDs and popping tags and teeth and clothes and them things as well. You get me? So yeah, man would just go west on the general and just like, you can't go west without going Chocks. You get me?
No, I hear that. So at this point, I guess you're finishing school. Did you finish at St. Thomas?
Yeah.
And what about college? You think about going college? Did you go?
Yeah, I went a couple colleges still. I got kicked out of both colleges though, but yeah, I went Southwark, Bermondsey one.
Okay, yeah.
Then I went Hammersmith.
Okay.
Yeah.
I went Hammersmith as well, because I went Hammersmith when Ruthless and Ninja was there as well.
Yeah, that's the one I went. I was going with Ruthless and Ninja as well still.
That means I must have seen you there then. I was going with Kofi.
I can't remember. But yeah, me and Ninja was going to college every morning and Ruthless, you get me? The Barron's Court stop. Yeah,
because I used to go, what do you call it? I used to go Richmond before I got kicked out of Richmond. And I went Hammersmith. I used to go Hammersmith with Kofi. But I used to see, I think, you must have been there as well then. Because I used to go with Ninja and Ruthless. Well, I used to go with them, but I used to see them there.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
what's
Man
his
was
name?
there.
Rest in peace, Big Show. Cause me and Big Show had a fight in
Okay.
Hammersmith.
Now I remember you. I remember you saying that on one of your shows. Still, I was listening
Yeah.
to that one still. But was
Mm.
you there that time? They had like a it was like an event, and all beer man run up in there. Was you there that time?
No, I don't know, but I know Bear Man trying to run up on me and Kofi, but I don't know if it's the same thing. Yeah. But like after why did they kick you out of college? Is it attendance, just bad behavior?
Yeah, like the first college was yeah, kind of bad behavior. I got into a little something, and the second college, yeah, the attendance kicked man out.
Mm. Mm.
You get me?
So after leaving college, like what's the angle? Like what are you thinking to do? Is it just a road thing, trying to make money?
Yeah, you know, it was more music, innit? I was more into my music, innit? So it was
So
music
yeah,
and the road, both music and road. You get me? At them times, I was
in,
doing the grind thing.
I was about to say because in that era, was it the grand thing? Because funny you mentioned Ninja. I used to actually MC with him and George because George was doing gram. Everyone was doing gram at the time. Even everyone in Peckham was doing gram. So there wasn't really the hip hop thing at the time. When did you start taking the music seriously? Is it because you saw everyone on the ends doing it?
Nah, you know, when I start taking music seriously, you know what it was? Because man was had our little group in it. It was me, Rat, Ruthless, and Ninja in it. We was
Mm,
called PIC, and yeah, my
mm,
brother Shooter. Like we was PIC, but them times we were just making little tape decks and
mm.
recording at each other's houses. But I don't remember 187. Remember 187?
No.
DJ Smalls. You know Smalls, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, so these times, innit? It's like me, Rat, Stats, get me, Smalls. Even Kai's was part of 187 them times as
Shout out
well.
Stats because Stats. I used to hang around with Stats originally in Owsbury with Gabsy because that's when Gabsy and
Yeah,
Stats
yeah,
used to be
yeah,
together
yeah.
all the time.
Yeah, because they're
Because they
from
was originally
Dulwich,
from like
innit?
Dulwich area,
Dulwich.
kind of.
Yeah, Dulwich. Yeah, the Dulwich group. 'Cause obviously, Stats used to be Players Cartel back in the day, innit?
Mm,
With all that Stunner and them, man, innit? But yeah,
mm,
we was 187. Even Trigger, big up Trigger as well. It was the hardest still. But
mm,
yeah, man, from then, I just started taking music seriously with the gram thing anyway, innit?
mm.
Yeah, yeah.
So what do you think then? If music had taken off how it has now, that you'd have been one of the forefront members of music now?
No, definitely still. If I stayed at it, I would have been definitely gone still, 100%.
Mm. So I guess then I left Peckham 2003. I was like 17, 18, and that's when, like I said, I was going to Hammersmith as well from East London at the time.
Yeah.
Like I said, when I've left Peckham, I just remembered, I guess, my generation of the guys from Moulier sang around with, and then also you had the YYPBs, and then obviously all TB and them with the PK Peckham kids.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Then I've come back. I'm hearing there's SI, there's PYGs, there's GMG,
yeah.
Anti. What was GMG and Anti? Because all of a sudden I started hearing this. I'm like, people telling me, "Oh, you heard of GMG and Anti?" I'm like, "Nah, who's that? How did that come about?"
No, it was. Cool. I think when the GMG anti started like 010, I think, middle of 010 or something like that. You
Mm,
get me? And what it was, innit, like, my little brother squeezing little Taz, innit? Like,
mm,
I took to them, innit? Because they were just little shits, and man liked them. So, yeah, like, I had brethren from out of ends and that used to come and get me. All the time I used to ring them, like, yo, where are you, man? Yeah, I'm coming to get you. So they used to
mm,
roll with me, like, just, yeah, I used to take them around, innit? But
mm,
obviously, they had their little side from the get-go, you know what I'm trying to say? They had
mm,
their little team already. And then I
mm.
got close to, like, my brethren Ron and Deej. And then from then, it was just like, yeah, like a GMG anti thing, innit? But
And what did
mainly,
GMG stand for?
grow money getters.
Okay, I remember like there was quite a few different GMGs coming. I remember there was one like in Fulton Heath or Gypsy Hill or something like that as well. But at the time, I thought you guys were sort of doing what the Get Money Gangsters. That what's his name? What's that rapper? The
Which
American
one?
rapper.
Oh,
Oh,
Uncle Murder.
Uncle Murder, because he used to say GMG a lot. So I thought that
Yeah,
was a
yeah,
spin-off
yeah,
that you
yeah.
guys were using.
Yeah, yeah. No. That didn't come from that still, but
Yeah.
it was on the
So
grow
in
money getters thing.
yeah, so in that regard, then you guys you're doing your thing. Was you still having sort of like issues with people off ends, not in ends, but like off ends? Was there still like issues with Ghetto and Brixton at the time?
The ghetto thing was dead, innit?
Yeah.
By then, innit? That was
Mm,
dead. Obviously, yeah, like the other, yeah, like there's a few issues going on in it. There was a
mm.
few issues going on in it. Yeah.
All right, then, so it got to a point. that you find yourself in mad trouble. We don't have to go through the details of that night at all, but you've ended up getting arrested for murder. Just talk us in regards to that feeling of feds coming to arrest you. How did it happen?
You know, it was obviously when they come to arrest me the first time, innit, to question me and talk to me, they come to my house, but I wasn't even there. Get me? So I even got like the phone call saying that, raw, boom, 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 like what's going on and that. You get me? So I've even just like waited a bit, and then they'd come again. You know what I'm trying to say?
But when you've heard they've come, how's that made you feel? Like, because I know when everyone told me, oh, armed feds have come to mum's house looking for you for murder. I know how that made. I was, what the fuck? How was that for you the first time you heard that they come?
Yeah, obviously, because like I didn't know what they wanted. Obviously, like I'm hearing rumors what's going on, innit? Like obviously, I'm innocent, so I had nothing to fear. I was just thinking like, what the fuck do they want with man, innit? Like, what's their problem, innit? Like, you coming twice, innit, for man, innit? First time they come weren't there, and then they come again, innit? So I was thinking, fucking hell, they're on me, innit? Like, what do they want?
And did they come again, or did you go and hand yourself in?
Nah. Obviously, I got my solicitor to book a appointment with them, innit? But yeah, I went and handed myself in like a week later or something like that. Yeah.
So like, even going to hand yourself in, how was you feeling? Was you thinking, oh, it's gonna be a quick interview and then bust out?
Yeah, I'm just saying like, bro, I ain't got nothing to say to you, like, innit? Like, get me in and out, basically. That's what I'm thinking. In and out. You get me? I'm gone. You know, like.
And then how was it then when they say, you know what? Did you get released on bail at the time, or did they charge you straight away?
No, it was. When I went to hand myself in, I got released on bail, innit? Then I had to sign in every month at a Sutton police station. End of every month, I had to go sign in. Get me? Because what they had on me was just bullshit, innit? Just people lying. It was just literally bullshit what they had on me. And then basically, there was like a woman, innit? She was on the top deck of a bus. Because basically, something happened in a venue.
Yeah.
A little altercation. And that's how I got initially, innit? Because my man who passed away, his brethren's pointing me out in a YouTube video to the police, innit? Saying, rah, it's him and his friends, and they come and they did this and that, lying on man, innit? So that's why the feds nicked man initially, you get me? Get me? So they bailed me now, and there's like a woman who's on the top deck of a bus now. And she says like, yeah, she saw the attack while it was happening.
Okay.
So she sent an email to the police the next day. You get me? Saying like, rah, I saw this attack, but I don't think I'll have nothing useful or helpful to add to your investigation. You get me? Bearing in mind, she said she's had like 5 glasses of wine, 2 pints of beer. She's had beer cocktails that she's drunk, basically, mash up, innit? Remember what I just said? She said she's got nothing useful to add.
Yeah.
You get me? Like, she's no help to the investigation. But if you want to talk to me, she will talk. So basically, they brought her in to talk. Next minute, she's got like a 5-page statement. You get me? She's got like a 5-page statement saying, yeah, I saw this, I saw that, and I can name the main perpetrator, the most aggressive one. I can identify him. And the reason why I can identify him, because she's trying to say the main attacker had like a afro, you get me? Not Jackson 5 afros.
Yeah.
You get me? Yeah.
And is that something that you had at the time?
No, definitely not. So basically, what she did? She went to an ID parade, innit? Obviously, the person that she was talking about and picked out was me. You get me? So from then, I got charged.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, because I know firsthand how that happens with the feds as well, because they ain't got nothing, and they'll pressure a witness to say, you know, 'cause I remember there's the same case with me. There's a witness where they just like, yeah, they had nothing to say, and next thing, this person said, oh yeah, he was wearing this, he was wearing that, but in that original statement, you didn't mention any of these things. So feds go to them and tell them, look, say this, we're gonna get a conviction. So so when they actually charge you now, what's going through your mind?
I was just pissed, brother. You know what it was? Obviously, I had a son who was 2, and basically my daughter was just 2 weeks as well. So I just had a daughter. She was 2 weeks old. Yeah. Get me? So I was just, man. I was just like, rah. Like, it didn't even sink in. It didn't even sink in that I'm in jail for a murder. That's my first time in jail as well, you get me? But it didn't
what jail did you go to?
from then, like when I got charged, they brought me straight to Brixton.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in a few jails, but yeah, my first jail was Brixton still.
So like, when you gone to the magistrates after being charged, are you applying for bail? You think, all right, cool, the magistrate's gonna give me bail, or were you thinking I'm going to jail?
No, we didn't even bother go for bail, innit? Like, you get me? And you know it was. They even took man because them times my mum was working at a magistrate's, innit? So they even took me to a magistrate's where my mum works, and she's one of those people who give the case to the judge, innit? So they've even put me in her courtroom. So my mum's even giving the judge my case.
Fuck off. No way.
Yeah, they were doing man bad still. So my mum, get me, they were so even that I was just like what's going on there?
No way. So they they're going to the same court case that your mum works at, and she's giving the judge your paperwork.
You get me?
That's
so she's looking at me while they're talking about her son getting charged for murder and he's being remanded. You know what I'm trying to say? Like they were just
that's what do you call it? Psychology thing they're trying to do on you, man. There.
You know what I'm trying to say? They're trying to break me from early, cuz.
Nah, that's mad. So you gone to Brixton. How was it? Like, this your first time in jail? How old was you at this point?
I can't even lie, man. Like, it was alright. I can't lie, cause Mandem were there, innit? I can't lie. See, remand time was kind of, I wouldn't say fun for man, innit? But man was, like I said, it didn't kick in and sink in that I was in jail for a murder. I was still having fun, you know what I'm trying to say? I've got to the wing, like, Ox is there, Smiler's there, couple man's there, you get me? Like, man was kind of patterned already.
Yeah.
Yeah,
was you thinking about the case? Were you thinking, fucking no, there might be a miscarriage of justice here? Because I'm here, cool, I'm chilling with the man, I'm having fun. But at night time, I always say jail hits people at night time, especially if you ain't got a phone. When you have to sit down and think about things, was you thinking, raw? This can turn peak, you know?
You know what? More time, like I said, innit? Like, you weren't really on my mind. Like, I was just trying to block it out. You know what I'm saying? There's odd times when I used to take a shower and them things, I was taking a shower vibes and like, raw, man's in jail for an you know, like, what the fuck's going on? Get me? But more time I'm on social, I'm with the man, I'm not even thinking about it. That's the truth.
Was there anyone trying to kind of scare you a little bit? Because I know I was in jail, and this is my first time in jail, just for the conspiracy to rob case. And people are like, oh, fuck, oh, you're going to get a bird, you know? Did you have like people like that trying to chat shit, like trying to scare you a bit?
Nah, not when I first got Brixton anyway. Nah. But yeah, I've had man say them things to me as well. Like, you know, this is like your life, innit? Like, get me, but yeah.
And how was you at this point, faith-wise? Was you Muslim? Was you Christian? Did you have a belief?
Nah, I wasn't even nothing, but I was going to church sometimes, so I believed in God, but I was nothing, but definitely going to church.
And was you using prayer a lot at the time?
No, I'll just read them more Psalms, you get me? I was reading my Psalms, you get me?
Which was your Psalm? Because my mum used to give me bare Psalms and I'd be banging them out.
I used to read the Lord is my shepherd one. I think it was Psalms 23, Lord is my shepherd.
23, that's the one, yeah.
Yeah. I was banging that one out still, and I just do my own personal prayers, you get me?
And you know with Psalms, not to go off subject, you know with Psalms, sometimes when you see some of the Psalms, like, raw, like, they're actually putting curses on people. They'd be like, yeah, God, kill all my enemies, and like, sounds a bit mad still, sounds a bit mad. But so when you've gone to sort of court and they've laid down the sort of the dates and that, I'm assuming you moved to Belmarsh because of Old Bailey, right?
Nah, what it was, quickly, let me run through it. I was in Brixton and something happened in Brixton. Then the next day they shipped like 8 of us out quickly, gone. Two went High Down, 2 went somewhere else, Pentonville, and they shipped me and my brethren to Wandsworth, innit? So they shipped me Wandsworth now, and I was in Wandsworth for a bit. Again, something's happened in Wandsworth. They blocked me off for a bit. I'm in solitary, and then they shipped me to Scrubs. You get me? And then
so what was happening in the jail? Because you're going past, you don't have to go through the actual details. But I went to 13 different jails. I kept on getting moved jail because I was kind of a security risk because I used to get phones in that all the time, right? So I kept on getting moved jail. So they don't just move you jails. So what was you like beef with other people? Was you get into passes, or was it more of a drug
basically, innit? Man, like I said, see, when I was in remand, that was kind of like my fun time. Like, man was keeping up badness, brother. You get me? See, when man was in Brixton, like there was a riot on the wing, innit?
Okay.
The wing, get me? So they've come and the shit man out next day, gone. Yeah, and then when I was in Wandsworth, I had a madness as well. Get me?
Okay.
They blocked me off. And then from then, they took me scrubs. They said, yeah, you're not going back on no wings. You get me? I'm like, raw, why though? You get me? Like, no, we're not letting you back on the wing. So they took me to scrubs, and I'm in the scrubs for like 2-3 days, and then I've had a hearing at the Old Bailey. So from the Old Bailey, you go straight to the Marsh. You get me? So yeah, that's how I ended up in Marsh. But yeah.
And how was it in Belmarsh? Because Belmarsh is one of the worst shows. I hate it. 3-man bang up. But because you was on a MK, would you still alive? You can put 3 people. Cause we had a life battles in my cell as well. So did you go 3-man bang up straight away in Belmarsh?
Yeah, I was 3-man bang up. Remember them times I won a life fight? You get me? I was still on remand. You get me? Something when you're.
Nah, but I just clocked that you. Even I remember that my story as well. I was actually in cells with lifers as well. So I think it depends on their risk and if you want to bang up a lifer as well. So yeah.
If you're a lifer, you can choose to go in a single cell, innit? Or you can choose to do the 3-man bang up. But I've done the 3-man bang up still.
So I always say Belmarsh, I hate it because of the 3-man bang up. You can maybe tolerate a second man, but the 3-man, how is that for you? Like in that tight space as well, and then who wants to watch what on TV? But who's you in there with? Was it like people that you knew already or just randoms?
At first, I was in there with randoms, innit? You get me? So, yeah, I hear what you're saying about the 3, like, yeah, it was tight. But you know, it was. Man was in there with kind of clean people, innit? Like, kept themselves to themselves, tidied up their side. So I didn't mind. And man was busting joke and like, there was man them in it, like, just from different ends. Because what you know is when you go jail, you just meet man just like you or man like someone you know from the hood. I'm like, right, you remind me of my man and that. So, that's how you bond with man and just, yeah, you get me? And them things help man's time go quicker and keep man's mind off of shit, you get me?
And at this point, like you said, you just had a child. How was that feeling? I remember my daughter was born when I was in jail, my first daughter. How was that for you? Like, not knowing your daughter, was your partner bringing her to visits and so on?
Yeah, that bit was kind of killing me still, because obviously, she'll come visit. Every time I try to hold her, she'll cry, innit? Because she don't know who man is. You know what I'm trying to say? So, man just got to give her back. Because man know when everyone on the visit looking at man like, raw, like, what's going on? So, yeah, that kind of hurt, man, still. I can't even lie.
So, at that time in Belmarsh, was there a lot of people from Peckham there at the time?
Who was there? Yeah, 3 people was there. Hollow was there. Dickie was there.
What year was this? Was this 012?
Yeah, this is 012, innit?
I was there at the time.
Yeah, because me, Hollow, and Dickie, we were on a course together. We was on that Family Man course.
But I was there at the same time. Tashan was there as well.
Tash, nah, I must have just missed Tash still. I got Belmarsh 012 January. Yeah, 012 January I got Belmarsh.
But I went to there in July and I left in November.
What, you got there 012 July, yeah?
Yeah, 012 July, yeah.
Yeah, I think I just got shipped to Whitemore them times.
Okay.
Yeah, because I've already been sentenced by then, innit? I got sentenced in 012 February. So by then, I done my little Family Man course and then boom, shipped me straight to Whitemore.
And how was it then, like, being on the wing with Hollow and Dickie and like...
No, it was. No, I went on the wing with them. They was on what? They was on House Book 4, I think. I was I was on House Book 1.
Okay.
You get me? But we used to do the calls together. See the Family Man thing. So obviously, man was bucking them every morning. We're doing the calls. Yeah. But it was jokes, innit? It was jokes.
So now it's time to go to trial. How you feeling?
I'll just be real. Man was just feeling drained, drained. You know what I'm trying to say? The trial itself just drained, man. Like, yeah.
You know about trials? It's when you every day you get up in the morning, they wake up extra early. You have to put your suit on, go there. You spend the whole day, the way into get reception, then coming back in. That does take its toll.
You know what I'm trying to say? That's what used to drain, man. Like waking up every morning, the strip search thing, yeah, turn around, squat, let me see the back of your heels. Put your clothes back on, wait in the holding cell, call you out to go to the van. You get me? That in itself, man's tired. You get me? Now, man's still gonna go through a whole day of a trial. You get me? Then come back to jail and do the same thing again. You get me?
And then also the at least sometimes you can stomach the prison food. The court food is even worse.
No, I used to back the court food still. I can't even lie.
And they just give you the hot chocolate in the morning.
No, Nah, I never used to fuck with the hot chocolate still. I just used to back
Yeah.
the food. So they used to give me a bottle of water, though. I mean, a cup of water. You get me? On this water thing, this bare water.
Right. So when you've gone into the trial then, because it's an experience, because like you see them just in their robes and they're talking this sort of Queen's English. How was that for you? Thinking, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, I didn't have a clue what was going on, man. All I knew there was just to sit there and just shut up, innit, and just look straight. You get me? I didn't know what was going on. Get me? All this, like, when they're talking their law points, jury, this, that, yeah. It was all new to me, you get me?
So during the trial, then I'm assuming they would have called you to go to the stand. Did you go to the stand, or you just said no comment for right and just left it at that?
Nah, not in any of my trials. I didn't even take the stand still.
Yeah. Why did you give that confidence? What gave you that confidence?
Because obviously, as you can see, I don't know if you see my new video, the Life in the Gutter one. You can see when I'm pointing on the wall, innit? Like I've given them a little account already, saying I gave them my purposes for going there. I told them whoever I was with, I didn't mention no one's name. They don't need to know who I was with. While we was going there, we weren't involved in nothing, innit? That's what I have to say. I don't want to mention no one's name, bring no one involved. You told you why I was there, and yeah, so I already gave my prepared little statement already.
Yeah.
So there's no need for me to go on the stand.
What about your codees? Did they go on the stand?
Yeah, they won't understand still.
Because I understand it's quite intimidating as well. When you're there and they're asking you a question and the prosecutor's trying to catch you out, any little thing you say, you're like, wait a minute, 2 seconds ago, you said this. And they say, I put it to you, sir. I had a black prosecutor as well, like, rah, you're meant to be man then, what's going on? But
yeah, my prosecutor
how long was the
was
trial?
wild, man. Say that again, brother.
How long was the trial?
My first trial was like 2 weeks, even a bit longer still.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
So what happened after the first trial? What was the outcome?
Well, the first trial, I got guilty.
You got guilty?
Yeah, first trial. Guilty.
And that was that everyone on the case got guilty?
Yeah, everybody, all of us still.
So when that's come down, what was the emotion? I was in Belmarsh, and man, them were coming back to Belmarsh, crying in tears, and we're having an open conversation as adults. Did you cry?
Nah, not on that day, but yeah, man did shed a tear still. But you know what it is? See, when I got my guilty, it didn't kick in. Like you saying, "Raw, man's got our guilties now." All I can hear from the public gallery is like, "Amen, amen." Like, and then I can see like my family and co-defendant's family breaking down, crying. Even my Cody next to me, he decided like bawling. You get me? I've even like kind of like rubbed his back and like, don't worry about it, man. It's calm, innit? Like, don't let these fucking pigs see you crying and that. You get me? Like, you get me? It's good in that. It didn't even hit, man. Then it's only until like I got into the circle van, going back to jail now. I can hear on the radio, three teenagers have been charged with a Dulwich murder. So I'm like, wow, like this is real. You get me? And I've got, even when I've gone back to the jails now, I've got back to the wing, because no more time you go back to the jail, innit? They keep you in the holding cell. You eat your food in the holding cell. You get me? But this time they just like, raw, socials on. We're gonna try to get you back up there as quick as possible, innit? So they've even got me up there. I've got a bit of social. But when I've got on the wing now, everyone's looking at me funny, like, but sad, like. You get me? Like, nodding their head at me, and like, I'm like, yeah, what's going on, innit? Got into my cell now. My man's like, "Rah, we just seen your thing on the news." I'm like, "Rah, it's on the news." You get me? Like, that's when it's hit, man. Like, rah, like, man just got life. You get me?
But at this point, you've not been sentenced.
Nah, I went for sentencing the next day.
So how was that first night? Did you have your cellmates at the time as well?
Yeah, I was in my cellmate still.
So how was the mood in the cell? Because I'm assuming it'd have been kind of, people wouldn't know what to say.
It was dull still, but obviously they was trying to cheer man out. Like, what, you wanna smoke, fam? You want a little smoke? Are you good? And I'm just like, yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. You get me? But it's quiet, innit? You know, just quiet. Yeah, no one ain't saying nothing. You get me? Yeah.
So how was it that night then? Did you sleep at all?
No, I can't lie. Because I was so drained, innit? I slept. You get me? I think I needed that. And I just knocked out. I knocked out still.
I used to do, like, I don't know what it was, like the childish me, yeah. Like, I'll get into a madness and something bad's happened, like the police arrested me. And people laugh about it, say, I used to think that, let me have some superpowers that can turn back time. Did you ever used to think that, right, I wish I could just disappear or have some invisible powers and get out of it? Did you ever think anything dumb like that?
No, I never, because I swear
Mm,
down, man. I was just thinking like, raw, this is man, this is me now, innit? Like,
mm.
man's a life, or whatever, and yeah, man. You get me?
So
So
the next day you've gone to court and the judge is giving you how long?
it's giving me 22.
22 years. And when you've got that, are you sort of thinking, well, at least it's not a 30 because a certain man were getting 30s at the time.
You
Did
know
you
what?
think that?
Yeah, I was exactly thinking that. You know, it was like Jungle and them lot, innit? They had the same judge as me for my trial, innit? Remember, they're on two
Mm,
separate M's. They're on two separate M's, you get me?
mm,
The way it was, Jungle's gone up for sentencing and come back down, you get me? The
mm.
judge just gave him 30, then I've gone up after Jungle. You
So
get
you
me?
guys have gone on the same day.
Same day we both got sentenced, you get me? Same
And
day,
where
innit? Then
was he?
I've
Was he in Belmarsh at the time as well?
nah, these times Jungle was in Feltham, I think, still.
Yeah.
You get me? So I've gone and got my sentence after Jungle.
Mm,
Get me? Then I'm going back to my cell. I'm going to the jailers, like, raw. Let me go and see my brethren quickly, innit? Like,
mm.
get me? He just got 30. That's my, I want to see how he's doing that. So I've gone to Jungle Cell, like, raw, what's going on? Like, you good in that? He's like, yeah, we're just both talking for a short time, you get me? Telling me about he's 30. I say I got 22. So when you hear a man say 30, I'm like, 22. Obviously, 22 is bad, innit? But like you
Mm,
just said, man got 30. You know what I'm trying to say?
mm.
Like, I was
How,
feeling it more
how
for
how
him
was that
than myself.
conversation? How was that conversation? That so you're both in the cell. That's a mad situation. You're
Like, you
both
know,
friends from
he's in
road.
his cell, innit? So the
Mm,
jailers have made me go to his door, basically, innit?
yeah.
So I'm talking to him through the window, like, raw, like,
Okay.
you good? Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
So how was that conversation though? Like, did you look? Could you look at each other's eyes? Did you both think, oh fucking hell, what have we done?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, man. We both just look kind of sad, bro. That was
Mm,
the truth. Like, we
mm.
both just look lost. You know, like that. Like, that was the
So
truth.
when you've gone back to the to Belmarsh now, and they're like, raw, everyone's saying 22. So how are people treating you?
No, it was. Yeah, man. I just the same, really, innit?
Mm,
Like you said, there's man in there with 30s and 35s and 40s, and there was man that's telling me like, "Raw, you're still gonna get out and have life. Like, life don't begin till 40, and that. That's what certain man are
mm,
telling me. Like, raw, life don't begin till 40. You're good. Like, don't
mm,
worry about it. You get me? Like, let's look at it as like you got 4 World Cups. You get me? You know
mm.
the World Cups like every 4 years. Be like,
Yeah.
raw, you got four World Cups, man. Don't worry, you're good. You get
Mm,
me? Yeah, like man used to try to get man on the highs, like cheer man up still.
mm. So how's the conversation home to mum, to your baby mum? How was that conversation?
Yeah, man. Just for a while, just a bit like, yeah, man. A bit mad still. Like my mum
Mm.
took it bad. Obviously, my family, everyone took it bad, didn't it? So yeah, more time
I,
I
like-
didn't
I,
even
like-
want to ring them because when I'm coming off the phone, I'm just feeling sad because
mm,
you know what I'm trying to say. Like
mm,
I'm better off not ringing no one because when I come off the phone, I'm just feeling pissed off now. You know what I'm trying to say? Like
mm.
yeah, yeah,
So what about before you went to jail? Was was it your partner that you had?
yeah, 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 yeah.
And once you've got that sentence, have you had that conversation? Like, you know what? Do you?
Yeah, plenty of times. Like, you know what? Just do your thing, innit? Obviously,
Mm,
they all say what they say, like, nah, I'm gonna wait. But even got to a point, I just stopped ringing. You know, like that.
mm,
Like, I just stopped ringing. You know, it's
mm,
only mum. If you work mum, I'm not picking up the phone.
mm.
Yeah, you
So
get
then
me?
eventually they've shipped you out to Whitemoor, which is an ACAT prison where a lot of the lifers go. How did you have any sort of fears going there in the first place, thinking, "Oh, I'm going there"? Because I know in the rap you said the people that was there. Cause I remember at this point I think Nutty was still in Belmarsh at the time. Cause I was in there with Nutty as well. When you've gone over now to Whitemoor, how is that for you? That experience?
No, it was. Because I've never heard of Whitemore before. I'll be real. I was like, where's
Mm,
Whitemore? What's Whitemore? You know what I'm trying to say? But like when man got there, I'll be real. As soon as I got in the holding cell, like I went with someone from Belmarsh, innit,
mm,
to Whitemore, and me and him was cool ever since. And then one next you from East, my brethren, he even came in the holding cell, and from them we just clicked. And then when I
mm,
got to induction wing, I just clicked. I just clicking with people, you know, like that, like man felt man's aura in it, like you know when you just
mm,
feel someone's aura, like yeah, like I was
mm.
just clicking with people in it, like it was all right, man. I can't lie. It was my experience in Whitemore was better than Belmarsh.
I say, how is it in there in terms of are people just really understanding? Because like in remand jails, people know, okay, this guy's going home tomorrow, this guy's going remand, he's on jail, C cats and that. When you're all in an A cat, how is it? Does it become sort of kind of a brotherhood? Like, you know what? We're all here, you know, we've got each other. Because I do hear that there's bare madnesses that happen at Whitemoor as well. It's very dangerous in that. So how was that for you in terms of your experience of being there and people's sort of the atmosphere and people's personalities?
You know, it was one thing. Obviously, everyone's doing life, innit? So most man just look at it, they got nothing to lose, innit? So in that sense, man will mash you up if you're like, yeah. But it was calm, brother. I'm not gonna lie, you know. And man got long sentences in it, so everyone just wants to be calm. You know what I'm trying to say? That's the truth.
So is there a thing that where kind of nobody kind of like, if it's a madness, it's gonna be a madness because, like you said, no one's got nothing to lose. They're there for life anyway. So you have to be very mindful what sort of passage you get into. Then
yeah, basically, innit? Just be very careful what you do and don't get yourself into no mix up and don't owe no one no money and you know what I'm trying to say. Just cut through and yeah. But when it kicked off, it kicked off. Put it like that. You get me? When it kicked off, it kicked off. But yeah, it was. I don't lie, man. Whitemoor was humble still. It was calm.
so was it here? Was it here that you found religion?
Yeah, 100%.
And
You know
how was
it
that?
was?
How was that?
I was in Belmarsh, innit? And then these times, like I said, I was going to church, innit? So then one Aki's come up to me, my brother, he's come up to me with a book, and I think it's called The Illustration to Islam, Brief Illustration to Islam. And he was like, read this, Aki, get me? I'm like, nah, man, I don't want to read that, innit? And I just dashed the book, innit? Let me be honest, I just dashed it. And then I went Whitemoor now, and then one next week from Derby, he's come up to me and he's like, Aki, read this. And he's giving me the same book my man's giving me from Belmarsh, you get me? I'm like, nah, let me just read this book, innit? And you see me, like, when I feel something, like, if I like something, like a good tune or someone's talking realness, like, man get goosebumps, innit? You get me? That's man's thing. And I was reading the book, man just started getting goosebumps and like, raw. And what it was saying, it was just like, raw, for real. And then, yeah, I took my Shahada next day, like, yeah.
And how was that in terms of, did it give you a sort of a feeling like, bro, this is the right thing for me? This is
Yeah,
did it give you a sense of peace?
Yeah, the best thing I ever done in my life, man. Best thing I ever done in my life.
And how does religion continue to play a part in your life now?
Yeah, a big part, innit? Without man's faith, without my salah, innit? Man would kind of, yeah. Like, you see, let me tell you something. See, when I was on my deen, brother, like, it was mad, man. Because I'm telling you, like, I'm praying for things and it's happening. I'm praying for people and it's coming for them. Like, man used to come and tell me, like, yo, this is going on. Like, someone come and tell me, right, my daughter ain't spoke to me and how long, like, she ain't ripped me. I went back into my cell. I was making dua for this man for like 2-3 days. He come to me, he's like, rah, my daughter ripped me a letter. In my head, I'm thinking, rah. I didn't tell him, like, rah, man's praying for you, but yeah, man, certain stuff man used to pray for, like, it was coming through, just coming. I used to have dreams that I'm in ends all the time. Like, I used to love sleeping, but when I'm sleeping, I'm in ends. Like, it's like, you get me?
I used to tell my missus, you know what? Some of the best parts of being in prison. I mean, not the best part, but the best part of being in prison for me was going to sleep, because that's my escape. I can dream about anywhere. I'm somewhere else in the world. So it's funny that you've said that, because you want to dream because you escape from reality, right?
Yeah, get me. And you know, it was feeling like it was too real. Like I'm in the ends. You know what I'm trying to say? Just when I'm waking up, I'm pissed off. I'm trying to like turn over, go back to sleep, trying to get the same dream. Like, please, let me get that dream again. Let me get me. Like, yeah.
So I before I done this interview, I was looking at some of your videos and I see another video that you done where you talked about being in a cell with Nutty and Jim Jones, and how you're all smiling, but deep down you can see you're all kind of hurt. How was that? How was that feeling?
Yeah, that was mad, because obviously them times we was on B wing in Whitemoor, but me and Jimmy was on the same wing, same spur, shall I say, and Nutty was on the other spur, innit? But man could see him through the bars, but he had one of those jobs you can come into a next man's spur, and I think he was like a cleaner or something like that, innit? So there was just one time we were just all in my cell, me, him, and Jimmy. We were just cracking joke, conversating, but you know, just like you can see the hurt in our faces. You know when like we're all talking and this goes quiet for a hot sec, like yeah. You get me? Like it was all hurt, man, but at the same time, it was just it was a good feeling though. You get me?
So it gets to a point then you're onto your solicitors like, yo, I'm innocent. Let's fight this. How does the appeal process work in the first place? Like, do they accept it straight away, or you have to keep on appealing? How long have you done at this point in jail?
Basically, when I got to Whitemore, I done like I done like a year, innit? I done like a year because I got remanded in June 2011. I was in Whitemore like June, July 2012, innit? So I done like a year now, innit? So what it was, you have to do the appeal. As soon as I got convicted, I put my appeal in. You know what I mean? Straight away. You can either appeal your conviction or appeal the sentencing. You get me? Man can appeal my conviction straight away. So it was just like, I'll say, yeah. When I got to Whitemore, I got my appeal within like a month or two of being in Whitemore. I got the phone, I rang home and I got the phone call like, "Raw, the first judge accepted your appeal." I'm like,
so straight away, within a month of being bailed in Whitemore, your appeal's been granted.
Yeah, my appeal has been granted. You know what I'm trying to say?
And do you put that back to, I guess, doing the turn into Islam and the prayers and that? Do you relate it back to that?
Yeah, that's a big part of it, because obviously I was praying on that every day. You know what I'm trying to say? Praying on that. And what it was, in it as well, where I got my appeal, the judge, the prosecution, they did a wronging in the trial. Get me? They did something in the trial that wasn't meant to. Basically, when I've got charged now, they've actually arrested me in my house this time, innit? When I've got charged, and then they found a knife in my jeans, and they're trying to say the knife looked like the murder weapon that was found, and they're trying to say because I had a knife in my jeans, it's like I had a habit of carrying knives, but these times the knife's in my jeans pocket inside my house. You know what I'm trying to say? There's no evidence or proof that I've ever walked with that knife on the road, which I haven't. You get me? And them they brought that into my trial as a bad character reference. You know what I'm trying to say? And presented that to the jury like, raw. When we went to his house, we found a knife in his jeans. It looks like the murder weapon. These boys carry knives. You know what I'm trying to say? Just trying to tarnish man's name, lying on man. And yeah, the judge wasn't allowed to rule that in as a bad character because I wasn't committing no criminal offense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? It was in my house. There's no evidence I've ever walked with that knife on the road. So he wasn't allowed to rule that in and present that to the jury. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
No time he was allowed to do that. So yeah, for that alone, I got my appeal. They ruled my trials unfair, and yeah, the first judge accepted my appeal.
I'm just conscious that we hit 15 minutes. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna come off, download it, and save it, and then jump back on live in the next 2 minutes. So don't go nowhere. Yeah. So we've got like a long time to go again. So yeah. So they basically let in evidence they shouldn't have let in, and the new judges like, nah, why they done that?
Yeah, that obviously when you appeal, it goes to the Royal Courts of Justice. You get me?
Yeah.
These judges are higher than them little judges at the Old Baileys. And so it goes to the first judge, and then from the first judge, they send it to the next 3 judges now. You know what I'm trying to say? So they sent it to the next 3 judges, and these times I'm in Whitemore, so I'm on a video link in Whitemore while the hearing's going on. So they're talking through it. And then I didn't get my decision from the next 3 judges until like a week or 2 after, I think. Yeah, like a week or 2 after.
And what they've said, overturn or retrial or?
Yeah, like one of the guards has come down and said like, "Raw, Mr. So-and-so, raw, like pack your bags and that." I'm like, "Raw, what's going on?" He's like, "Raw, you've got a call that you just won your appeal. The 3 judges accept your appeal. I think you're going home."
Did they come to your cell?
No, I'm on social these times. You get me? I'm on souls. So these I'm thinking like, "Raw, I'm going home." Then they've come back to me and it's like, "No, you're not going home. But your conviction's been quashed and you're back on remand. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna send you back to Belmarsh, but we're gonna send you back in a few days."
And how's the reaction in the wing? Because people, are they happy for you? Are they happy? Yeah,
everyone was gassing me. I can't lie, because them times I made a relationship with so much man, and I was so, you know what I'm trying to say?
Mm.
Man are just telling me like, Raw, if you come back, man ain't chatting to you again.
Mm.
You know, like that. Like I gave Beer Man hope from that appeal, and just like, yeah, just don't let me see you here again. If you come back, don't chat to me. You know that on that sort of vibe.
And I obviously you're happy, but are you feeling sad for them as well? Because you
No,
built.
definitely. I can't even lie. I was having a talk with one of my brothers. It was from Northwest. He got like a 35, 40. You've even done like one of those things on him, innit? Don't want to say his name, but when I was talking to him, I was kind of like, my eyes were watering. You know what I'm trying to say? Because I just made, like, I'm with these man every day. You know what I'm trying to say? Made a good relationship with them. Those man's people. So, yeah, man, I was feeling sad, man. I can't even lie. Yeah,
So
yeah.
what's the process when you've left Belmarsh, left to go back to Belmarsh?
Like, what's the process, did you
Yeah,
say?
so basically, the next day, they ship you straight to Belmarsh, or you have to wait a
No,
week?
like, the next few days, they shipped me back to Belmarsh still.
Mm.
Like, then, obviously, because my conviction was quashed, it's like I got a retrial now.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
So how long is it taking for the retrial to start?
Let me see. Like a month or two.
Literally, so this time you're the only defendant, and none of your codees got what you call it, their appeals.
No, none of them. They both of them got 2 years taken off their sentence.
Okay.
So I think one originally got like 18 down to 16, and one got I think 15 down to 13, something like that.
Okay.
I don't really remember still.
So you've gone back to trial, back at Belmarsh, and what evidence can the police bring now? I guess. Well, how they tried to change tactic this time?
Basically, what it was, because that knife thing was ruled out, they couldn't use that again, innit? So that's ruled out, innit? And what it was, on my behalf, I had new evidence from me, innit? Like someone from the ends, I don't want to say her name, but yeah, family, love you, get me? She had like a picture of me. And we took this picture at George's, Gio's birthday, RIP, that he passed in 010 September, and that his people them held like a event for him on Wharf Road in November, the 010. So basically, she's taking a picture of me. Get me? So remember, this is like 2 months before the murders happened. She's taking a picture of me in it, and these times my hair's skinned like. See how the sides is? My whole head's like that.
So there's no way it could have grown in that much that time.
Basically, in it, and what it was proven that hair grows at like what 0.2, 0.3 centimeters a month.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? So there's no way I could have had like a 5 afro, Jackson 5 afro, like this woman was saying. You know what I'm trying to say? So even that, she's come to court for me. She's actually had to get the actual camera where she took the photo from. Get me? Got the date, got the time, and yeah. And even from that, I got a hung jury.
Okay.
Yeah, so my second trial got a hung jury.
So did you go for a third trial?
Then I had to go for a third trial.
Right, yeah. And at this time, are you just like your faith is playing a part now? You praying all the time.
Yeah, of course. My thing was high. Get me? My thing was high. And one thing I always used to ask for when I pray was for like a halfway dismissal. Like, see the trial. The trial's bad, innit? The trial's draining, but the worst part of the trial is like the verdict. Waiting for your verdict. You know what I'm trying to say? That's the worst part of the trial. Just sitting there waiting for your verdict. Like I used to hate that. You know what I'm trying to say? So yeah.
So how long before the third trial started though?
I say like a month after the second one.
So at this point you've been in jail, what, 18 months or so?
Yeah, coming up. No, it's basically coming up 2 years. Yeah, 2 years.
2 years. So the third trial happens and then you hear that not guilty. What's the feeling?
No, it was. Like I said, I got a halfway dismissal. So I didn't even get to the I didn't even get to the verdict time.
Okay, there's halfway dismissal.
Basically my team went for a halfway dismissal. So
okay.
The judge, she was doing a little summary on our little halfway dismissal. She was doing a summary. So I'm thinking, she was saying that, yeah, this woman, she's a credible witness. I believe she's not lying, and I believe, so I'm just in the dots thinking, yeah, man, just, it's a planting, whatever, innit? Then she goes, but, so when she says, but, get me, I've looked up. She goes, but, her description, and she's saying that it was Mr. So-and-so, and she said she distinctly recognizes him because of the hair, innit? Remember, that's how she recognized us. She said the hair. I can't miss the hair. And it was proving my hair was no way like that on the day. You know what I'm trying to say? She said it can't be him. You know what I'm trying to say? And she threw out my case. But even when she threw out my case, the prosecution has like a time to appeal it. So what it was, they was appealing it. So they was going to put me back on a 4th trial.
Bloody hell.
They was trying to get me back on another trial. You know what I'm trying to say? So yeah, they've trying to appeal it. So they said, yeah, you're going back to jail. You got to wait until the prosecution and see what they're saying. So I'm going on the circle van now. And one of my brethren's flayed my brother, man. Yeah, he's talking to me. We're talking, and he's gone to me like, I've told him what's happened. He's like, don't worry, man, you're going home. I'm like, nah, man, they're just trying to stitch one up, a 4th trial. You know what I'm trying to say? So I'm on the circle van now, going back to the marsh, it's reversing out. And I seen the jailers running out. They're banging on the door. Boom, boom. Like, rah, can we have Mr. So-and-so? I'm like, rah.
You're thinking, what's going on?
Yeah, I'm thinking like, rah, what's going on now? Like, give him a break. Like, cause I'm tired, you know, cause I'm physically drained, mentally drained. You get me? And Flamers looked at me and gone, listen, I told you, you're going home. You get me? Then they pulled me back up to court now, and they've gone like, yeah, the prosecution don't want to proceed no more. They don't want to go for a 4th trial. But I think it was because of the family, innit? They didn't want to go through like another trial. And get me? Because much as it's emotional for man, it's more emotional for them. You know what I'm trying to say?
And
yeah,
so when then you got all your bags, and then have you called your family like, come and pick me up?
No, what it was, even though they said I'm going home, by then the jury had already gone home, innit? They sent the jury home. Get me? So I had to go back to jail. And then the next day come back to court, and they had to instruct the jury what happened. You get me?
When you went back to jail that night though, what's it like on the wing? Excitement?
No, it was. Everyone was banged up. I can't even lie. I went to beer myself. These times TG's in there. I've gone to TG like, yo, man, going home, you know, TG. These times DJ's there. I've gone to DJ. So like, yo, I'm going home tomorrow, you know, cause like, you get me? I'm shouting that man at the window like, yo, God. You get me? I'm gassed. Like, yeah. Left all my clothes there, left all my canteen. I couldn't, that night I couldn't sleep. You get me? Definitely couldn't sleep. But yeah, they wouldn't even make me make a phone call. Like, yeah, they would have been, yeah.
So, tasted freedom. How was that when you walked out the courts and you're like, fucking hell. I just got, because when I've been in jail with most lifers, that's all they ever kind of care for, that their pill, my pill. And sometimes you think to yourself, I wish my man gets his appeal, but he's wishful thinking, man. You done something that way, it don't happen for enough, man. So how was that for you even coming out on road?
Yeah, I felt blessed, brother, man. Proper blessed, innit? Yeah.
And I guess, like, what did you get the allegations now? People, oh, he's a snitch, he's a this, is that. Like, how do you address those things? Because obviously, you just want your appeal as a normal. So, what do you just? Oh, I can't be bothered. I have to ignore the troll. Because I talked about the story when I done when everyone in Peckham thought I was an informant. That for me is like, raw. That's everyone man's thinking that. Obviously, because of the whole South London press thing. But how is that for you? People saying those sort of things. Do you let it affect you? Saying, oh fuck that, man. Let them say what they want to say.
You know it is, cuz I'll be real, man. That shit don't penny me. You know it is. That's never been and never has been a talk in the streets, especially where man's from. You get me? It's never been a talk in the jails. Them rumors start from under man's videos, cuz. You know what I'm trying to say? Little typers.
Because people can't understand that raw. There's actually a court appeal. They think, wait a minute, this man got this, so they don't understand the whole process. So it's good that you actually came and spoke about it to see how it's done. So in all of this, like I said, when I do my interviews, it's never kind of to glorify anything. It's for us to have learning points. What would you say is kind of your biggest lessons out of that whole situation?
My biggest lesson, it is. I think obviously, I had me personally, I just think like, raw, I went jail for this reason and that reason. Like, sometimes I think like that whole process happened to me for me to take my shahada. You know what I'm trying to say? Because even before all this happened, some people were telling me, should I say like, raw, get closer to God, get closer to God. I used to just brush it aside. And if I was still on road and this never happened, I would have never ever taken my shahada. Never. You get me? So I just think certain things just happen to man for a reason, and you just see certain things and make man a bit wiser. Like I said, even if I would have got not guilty at my first trial, I would have come at gas like, raw man, bust case, rah. You know what I'm trying to say? I needed that guilty just to shut my humble man. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, yo, life's real. There's people in here like, yeah, I met some good people. So yeah, man, everything has its purposes, man.
And I guess in all of this as well, we can't forget that there is a victim and their family might watch this and that. So I guess, how do you feel about that whole situation now, looking like 10 years later, and like in regards to the family and so on? Obviously, you're innocent. You didn't do anything, so they can't really look at you as anything, because in the world of the courts and how it is, you are innocent. But at the end of the day, someone still passed. What do you say to that sort of thing?
No, man, definitely remorse for his family. You get me? You don't for any mum to lose her son in any way. You know what I'm trying to say? But yeah, man, of course. But like you said, I'm innocent in it, so.
So I guess now
I can't apologize for something that man living. You know what I'm trying to say? But of course, remorse for the family.
And of course now, music-wise, is it something that you wanna start pushing again? Is it something that's like your angle? What are you trying to do now? What's life looking for you now? Like what your motivations? What do you want to do?
Yeah, man, I'm definitely gonna push the music. I've even got a couple videos ready to go already. You know what I'm trying to say? Like the video I just released, that was done like February last year, and I released it in November. You know what I'm trying to say? So yeah, I've got videos waiting. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna pursue the music thing, man. Definitely.
And in regards to, I guess we don't have to go to specifics. In regards to sort of old friends, are you still in touch with certain people, and are you still? Or you just know what? That situation there's kind of taught me, you know what, let me just keep myself to myself, because that's what I do more times. I still got my friends and that, but I kind of like, you know what, let me focus, because sometimes you can get caught up in silliness as well again. So how do you navigate life now?
Yeah, man, like you said, definitely don't doing my own thing. Certain man grow apart, but yeah, I'm cool with, no issues with no one, I'm real cool, but everyone's just doing their own thing. I'm definitely doing my own thing, you get me?
And what should we look at for now? Is it going to be like a mixtape pending? Is it going to be, like you said, you got videos dropping?
No mixtape for now, just videos.
Just videos.
Videos for now, yeah. No mixtape, soon come, bro.
All right, cool, man. So, guys, I'm going to download this as well. It's going to be on my Instagram for a little while, but I'm going to download it and put it all on YouTube. There he is there, Young Rev. He's spoken openly. He's told his story of what's happened and the whole transition. He's not held anything back. He's just said things for how they are. And it's for you young people to actually sit down and listen. He got a life sentence, and by the grace of God, it got overturned, and he's back living his life. So it don't happen to a lot of people. So you young people, I'll leave it to you. What message you have to these young? Because let me say this: though, do you think it's worse than in our period? Because sometimes I don't know, because in our period there was bare gunshots, bare people getting shot. Now there's all this YouTube and I guess people with knives and that. What would you say? Are things worse, or do you think that it's always just the same and it's getting highlighted more because of social media?
Yeah, man. I think because remember our time, there was no social media, no internet. Like there was nothing like that, innit? Like when man's doing a madness, internet's the last place man's thinking. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
but someone said that as well. Someone said, you know what? All of us kind of back in the day, oh, what's wrong with these kids going on the internet? But they're saying if the internet was around those days, we would have been doing it, because what was happening? People started to go to different areas. Now we'll go to Brixton and film ourselves in Brixton. So it's kind of started to happen those sort of times. But what I would say is that, say me and you had a fight back in the day.
Yeah.
I beat you up or you beat me up. People hear about it. But nowadays, if me and you have a fight, someone gets beaten up, someone's recorded that. Someone's recorded that, and it's everywhere, all over social media. Oh, look at Bobby got beaten up. So now the pride and ego kicks in.
Yeah, of course.
So you can't take that. But yeah, a message for the youth, man.
You know what, man? Obviously, I'll just say, jail thing's long, innit? 100%. You get me? Like, there's no one that I didn't meet in jail that weren't saying, I want to go home. You know what I'm trying to say? I know man that will say they'll give up everything. There's man that's sitting on like $250,000, $500,000. They said they'll give all of that up just to go home. You know what I'm trying to say? There's no one in there that was saying that, yeah, I'm riding this, fuck it, I don't care. You know, like that.
But you say that because when I did the interview with Colours last week, Saturday, he kind of said the same thing. He said, if you kill a man and you can sit in jail and think, yeah, fuck it, that was worth it. I got my revenge, or I don't want to do it, then cool. But did you find us anyone in Whitemore that's like, yeah, man, fuck it, I done what I done, it is what it is? Or was everyone like, oh, fucking hell, I want to go home, man?
Cuz, I'll be real, man. Everyone wanted to go home. That's the truth. Everyone wanted to go home, cuz. You get me? There was people on visit. I used to like hear man on visits with their parent, like saying to the mum, like, yo, I need to get out of here. Like, I want to go home. You get me? Like, that was the feeling around the jail. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I used to know a man, he was in his same cell for 7 years. Like, that was his cell. Like, obviously, it was kitted up, carpet, curtains, bedding, but like, man just want to go home in there, because that's the truth, innit? No one don't want to be in jail, innit? Especially on them 20s, 30s, 40s. Like, your life's gone, innit, cuz.
And you know what? Do you know what as well? What kind of makes me sad about that situation? I mean, one of my favorite films. My favorite film of all time is The Wood. But one of my second favorite film of all time is Life with Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence. Because the sad part of that film is when they're all lifed off, but then you start seeing them die. So they're dying in jail. So some of these people are gonna die in jail, and the only friends they're gonna have now is the people that's with them, and they're gonna see their friends die who was on this journey with them.
Yeah, of course.
That saddens me when I think about that.
No, of course, because you know what? In Whitemore, you walk past a man's cell, and you know normally you got your name on your door, like, you know that. You get me? You walk past a man's cell, he's got NL on his card. You know what NL is, cuz?
No.
Natural life.
Wow.
Man ain't never going home. Man ain't got a sentence.
Ooh.
You get me? Man's got NLs, cuz, like, natural life, like, that's them. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, that's them, cuz. You know, so even me getting 22, even though that's a long process, sometimes I used to feel like, kind of, like, raw, like, at least it's not an NL or 30 or 40. You know what I'm trying to say?
It's mad, man.
Seriously, man.
But like I said, you're here now. You've been given, I'll say, not even a second chance, a third or fourth chance, because you had all those trials as well, and each time something happened new that changed the whole process of your life and the whole narrative. So all I can say to you from someone that I've known from when I was growing up in Peckham as well, is that, you know what? Use this, man. Use this to do whatever you feel that you need to do in life and stay on a positive vibe. If your religion's the thing that's helping you, keep on that guidance and keep prospering, man. And I wish you nothing but the best, bro.
Yeah, I love for that. Appreciate it, Bobby, man. You too, man. Seriously, man. I love for getting man on here. You get me?
Say no more, man. Say no more, bro. Peace out, man.
Yeah, look after yourself, man. Love.
What up, man?